Instagram's going, Facebook's off. Is that right? Okay. We are? Oh, we're back on. Both? We're trying to figure this out. Give us a second. Yeah. Well, I don't know if a message maybe I got blocked or something, but we're on. Okay, I'll just keep talking here. So the idea of the bride was, spotless, pure, didn't have boyfriends, didn't run around, wasn't worldly, didn't have worldly tendencies, uh, everything that was being prepared for the bridegroom, okay? The bridegroom. So, uh, yeah. Yay, I'm glad you're all here still. Yeah, something happened, I don't know what. But anyway, uh, it was the he comes back to get a bride. Now, we have to understand what is a bride like? You know, what are they like? What is this pure bride like? Well, this is absolutely a spiritual person because how could they be the bride or of course it's the bride is a group, but they're spiritual and they're beautiful in that they're beautiful in their dedication, beautiful in their loyalty, uh, they're spotless in that they're not worldly, they don't love the world and have lovers in the world, and I love so much of the world. This is a focused bride, like a real bride, focused on 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 the bridegroom alone. That's it. She prepares for the bridegroom to be with him. And so what we have today is we have a lot of talk about the bride and, and all the things, but the bride that they talk about today, they already say the church is the bride. Of course, they leave Israel out, but, they don't know how to include that, but, anyway, the church is the bride, and that means the church today's church must have the attributes of a bride, and it doesn't. It doesn't. We're worldly, we're depressed, we're angry, we're, we don't have loyalty, we're pulled both directions, we're divorcing, fighting, we're angry, and all these are that's the people sitting in churches are struggling. And so we need to get them some help and begin to preach the gospel of the kingdom to them. As somebody mentioned that last week, doesn't say the gospel like we know it today. It's not the gospel of if you die today, you'll go to heaven gospel. It's the gospel of the kingdom, that the kingdom of God is among us now, and that's a different lifestyle. So no matter, John said in one of his books, he said, there are many antichrists and there's antichrist in the world, okay? And so with that happening, there's always been an antichrist, always. Now maybe we in the book of Revelation when they talk the antichrist, a lot of people thought that was Nero, Roman, and they're referring to Rome, but a lot of scholars believe that too, so you might wanna think it through. But anyway, you that that's not what triggers us. What triggers us is we are going to be as loyal, and what kind of people should we be? We love each other like Christ loved the church, but we are loyal, faithful, beautiful people who are flowing in the things of God, and in my speculation a little bit, I see a bride who has worked so hard and has become so perfect, if I can use that word, perfect in the spirit, so high up in the spirit that group, whether they be one group or groups all over the world, that group called that we can really call because of the attributes of being a bride, all right? So, that has become so beautiful, so powerful, so loyal, so walking in the spirit that there's just nothing left but for Jesus to come and get his bride. It is finished, like he said, right? The work is finished. Now we just need the bride to begin to walk in what he's done, and that's what's gonna bring back the gospel of the kingdom is the kingdom of God is here, and that's where we live. That's where I live, and the kingdom of darkness is here too, but I don't live there. I can watch what it does, but it doesn't affect who I am because I don't live there. That's not my neighborhood, okay? And in while the world is preparing for more evil and trouble, which it could have, I'm preparing for more advancement in the spirit. I wanna advance in the spirit, and as we get the well, maybe we'll call it a remnant, some people do, a remnant on the earth maybe, of the of that group so spiritual that I think that's the gospel's been preached all the world. It doesn't get any better than this. They're the people are as spiritual as you can be and still stay on the earth. Spiritual as you can be and still be in this body. And then Jesus comes back for his bride. That's a great story, isn't it? Most people don't know it. They only know the other one, all the darkness and everything. So, so you get yourself in the kingdom of God, and you prepare yourself like a bride. Prepare to be part of the bride. Takes a preparation, as I said. A young girl would spend sometimes an entire year preparing for to get married, and that's what you see that a great example that we have no preparation to how we live, and we've taken on the attributes of the world, and so we're worried about the world because that's where our brains are. But now we step out of it into the kingdom of God that is advancing, and the kingdom of darkness is exiting and gonna be over someday. The kingdom of God is advancing and is forever. So anyway, we didn't solve that question. We wait to see if Jesus is coming back this year, right? But we're not going there. No, we're going there. What kind of people should we be? Right? What kind of people should we be? We should be people preparing ourselves as the bride prepares for the husband. All right? So that's the sign that's what's gonna trigger the end. All right, well, we talked about the day would come when If You Only Knew book would now be for sale, so we gave a long free time, but now it's for sale because 'cause we're recouping some of the things, and so If You Only Knew is a guide for the clueless generation. We hope you'll get that, of course. If you've never, read When the Kingdom Comes, you gotta get that, and, yeah, it's a classic revival book, and you gotta get that. And then My Absurd Religion is just to make you mad or laugh, at all the things that's absurd in the church world. Well, I hope it's helped you a little bit, and you get your focus on the kingdom of God and the preaching of that and bride attributes, and you're gonna be just fine. Until next time, bye-bye.